What up, y'all? Back with another video, and it's time for the best of 2018. We're starting off with my favorite songs of 2018. I'm gonna go ahead and make this video also about, I'm just gonna briefly call out and discuss briefly what I think were not underrated, but more so tracks that I loved this year, loved, but didn't make my top 30, but I still felt were honorable mentions. And so I'll go ahead and do that right now. And after this video comes out, I'll have at least 3 or 4 more videos after this. I'll be talking about albums that I missed or didn't get to or slept on in 2018. I'll also be talking about in other videos albums I'm anticipating in 2019. Um, of course, top albums of 2018 and honorable mentions slash underrated projects in 2018 that I listened to, and I'll have the video 2018 versus 2017 like I did last year. I talked about 2017 in hip hop versus in music, but in hip hop primarily versus 2016. And yeah, let's go ahead and get right into this. Starting off with my um, honorable mentions for favorite songs of the year. Starting off with Echo Chamber, MC Paul Barman featuring Open Mike Eagle. Just how mellow this track is, the smooth delivery from Open Mike Eagle, and just the geeky, I guess you could say, delivery from MC Paul Barman. Like just his presence on here, like he's in the nerd rap category from what I understand, subgenre from what I understand. And I've heard him before. I heard him on that song Trickeration off of Open Mike Eagle's EP, I think I want to say from like 2014, 2015, called um Split My Pants at Mic Check, something like that, and it was featuring Milo. So yeah, it was good to hear some more Paul Barman. Next track I want to talk about is Uniform, The Walk. Uniform is like a underground indie industrial band from what I understand. I want to say they're from Virginia for some reason. Like I want to say that. But yeah, this track, The Walk, it's got that industrial vibe to it. Like if you're into Death Grips, even though they're not necessarily like a metal band or rock or anything, they're definitely industrial. So definitely check this out if you like something like Death Grips. The next track, Sad from XXXTentacion. Rest in peace. Um, yeah, it was that whole project question mark was cool for me. I prefer 17, but yeah, this track stood out along with um, even though it's not really one of my honorables. I'll just sad along with Pain Equals Best Friend featuring Travis Barker really stood out to me on that project. The next track is the next 2 tracks actually are from Tinashe, Stuck With Me and Fire and Flames. Tinashe dropped one of the best. I want to say one of the best projects this year, but definitely one of the best um, R&B projects that I've heard all year without question. Like her, like she just did a fantastic job. Like I I would buy this CD. Like I don't go like when I go out places and they have CDs. I just don't see this. I would have been picked it up by now though. Next project. The next track I want to talk about is Ye and Cudi's Reborn off of Kids See Ghost from the duo they call themselves Kids See Ghost. Yeah, man, Reborn just actually no, hold on, that's a mistake. That's one of my top 30, so scratch that. Ah, shoot. But I do want to talk about like what 2 tracks off of the new Ice Cube project, Everything's Corrupt, and one of the tracks is Don't Bring Me No Bag. Just the vibe that I get from this beat, like the way it flows so smoothly. Ice Cube sounds perfect on it. Um, ain't about to count no money. Don't ain't selling no dope. Don't bring me no bag. I want an envelope. Just this track is just great. And then the next track, I Ain't Got No Haters featuring Too Short. It just has that old school vibe to it, man. Like you got Too Short on there. Like these are 2 of the best representatives for the West. Like 2 of them, not the 2 best, but 2 of the best. Ice Cube definitely being the more prominent one. Sorry, Too Short. That's my man. But like, yeah, man, I Ain't Got No Haters. It reminds me of that track. You Know How We Do It from Ice Cube. But it definitely sounds like something that Too Short would be on. Like this is just the West Coast. This is Cali. This is up north in Oakland, California, connecting with down in South Central LA, California. Next track I want to talk about is Summer Up from Reason. This is a banger from TDE's newest signee, I believe. I believe he's their newest signee. Um, this track off of There You Have It, which is what I think. Well, I'm not going to say what I think about that album. I'm not going to say. You can see my review, though, but I'm not going to say what I think about that album because I'll be talking about that album in another video. But yeah, Summer Up, it's just a banger, man. It just sounds so damn good, and it makes you get ready for like when it gets warmer. Like, well, at least where I'm at, it's not even that cold, but it's not necessarily warm. So it's like it just, and when it is warm, I'm gonna be banging this even more. Like, bands for the summer up, and it's not even like it's a banger. That's all it's about. It gets pretty social too. Next track I want to talk about is Joe Pesci, 38. And since this is just the honorables, I'm just going to go ahead and go through them. Joe Pesci, 38, off of Benny the Butcher's track album, Time to Talk 3. Grace of God from Apollo Brown and Joel Ortiz. Willie Lloyd from Freddie Gibbs, Currency, and The Alchemist. New Orleans and Juve from Brockhampton off of Iridescence. Oh yeah, that was Fetty, that Gibbs, Currency, and Alchemist track. That was from that album, Fetty. 17 from Troye Sivan off of Bloom. Heaven's Gate Away Team from Sadistic off of Salo Sessions 2. When the Body Goes Cold from Jedi Mind Tricks off of The Bridge in the Abyss. Man. Death Grips is Online and Dilemma from Death Grips off of the Year of the Snitch album. When from J-Rock off of Redemption. And we got a few more here. Hoop Dreamin' from Blueprint and Masterpiece from Blueprint off of the Two-Headed Monster album. Returning from Paul White from Rejuvenate. Found Paul White, the Open Mic Eagle, back in 2016. Open Mic Eagle and Paul White, Hella Personal Film Festival. Still a classic to me already. Best American from Flatbush Zombies. Honor Amongst Thieves by Sky Zoo. And Caution by Tiny Moving Parts. And now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and get right into my 30 favorite tracks of 2018. 3 of them coming from Evidence off of the of his album, Whether or Not. Throw It All Away, Raindrops, and Love Is a Funny Thing. These 3 tracks are just great. Throw It All Away is him talking about, like, I got some money, I'm gonna throw it all away. They say, Michael, don't, I'm gonna blow it all today. They say, Michael, don't throw it all away. And then what do you say? Like, then I replied, there's more on the way when I said that I was walking in the rain. Let me make sure I got this right. Okay, cool. I was just being short. But yeah, Raindrops, it's just such a mellow track. Like, this track it's just so calm. Like, you could watch the rain. You could watch it rain to this track, whether you're in a car or outside yourself, looking out the window. Hell, even the instrumental. Like, I meditate to the instrumental, to be honest with you. The next track, like I said, Love Is a Funny Thing, featuring, oh man, who did that track feature? I forgot to even put down who was featured on that track. It was featuring Styles P, Rhapsody, and Crisis. Okay. Yeah. Styles P did his thing on here. Rhapsody really did her thing on here. Like, she really stood out here. And that's cool to see coming off of her Layla's Wisdom project back in 2017. And yeah, Crisis did his thing. Crisis always does his thing, though. Like, anything that he's featured on, project or just track, single, it doesn't matter. Next track, 2009 from Mac Miller. Rest in peace, Mac. This track was just amazing. I still listen to it today. You just saying, like, I don't gotta lie no more. Nowadays, all I do is shine, take a breath, and ease my mind, and she don't cry no more. Told me that I get her high because the angels to the sky, and I ain't asking why no more. I ain't asking why no more. Wonder why no more. Um, no, I take it if it's mine. I don't stay inside the lines. It ain't 2009 no more. Rest in peace, Mac. Man. Next track is "Have I Told You Enough" by Moose Blood. This is off of their um, what is it? I Don't Think I Can Do This Anymore album. I thought that was just a EP, like a 4-track EP that I'd seen on YouTube. But no, apparently it was like an 11-track album. Yeah, this song is great. Just saying, like, haven't I told you enough that you're everything to me? You're mine, and I will always say that. Just Moose Blood. I don't even want to say an indie band, but they're definitely not the most known act. But they're not necessarily indie, if you ask me. Uh, Next track is "The Main Pretender" from Segall off of the Freedom Goblin album. Freedom's Goblin album. Okay. Um, this track is like this album, but especially this track, it's so like psychedelic, but not psychedelic like a 70s Parliament or Bootsy Collins or Funkadelic or anything like that. It's just psychedelic in another way, like just that psychedelic rock. I wouldn't even say like a jazz rock or anything. It's just psychedelic rock, modern psychedelic rock from one of the best, I guess indie, but not that. I don't know about Ty Segall if he's indie or not. Like he's not one of the biggest acts as far as name recognition either, but he's not necessarily indie. So I don't know. But yeah, the next track is "All the Stars" from Kendrick Lamar and SZA, off of the Black Panther soundtrack. That's TDE represent right there. Kendrick doing his thing, rapping, and SZA, my girl, just singing with that beautiful voice of hers. Hope she's doing better. I know she was dealing with depression and everything. Like just constant bouts of it. Next track is from Black Milk off of his Fever project entitled "You Like to Risk It All / Things Will Never Be." There were some quotables from this track. Like this beat is great, and when he said, "No satisfaction for my effort is never enough. Don't fall for hype. I'm more like Tesla. No gassing me up." I was like, this nigga, yo, because I mainly knew Black Milk for being a producer. And he had some, like he produced this project himself, of course, but he had other artists on here. So when he was rapping on here, I was like, what? Okay, so Black Milk can freaking go. The next track is "Find That Love Again" from Phonte off of his "No News Is Good News" project. Fantastic. Phonte being from Little Brother with Ninth Wonder and Big Pooh. I believe that's them. Um, but yeah, like this track is just great. Like, got to find that love again, and that "No News Is Good News" project was fantastic as well. The next track is "Melancholy" from Murs off of I did not put that in the sub like in parentheses. Murs' album this year. It was a collaborative project actually with who was it? A Strange Journey into the Unimaginable. Oh, so it's just Murs. From what I saw, it was Murs featuring somebody else, not just Murs himself. But yeah, Murs, Melancholy, just a fantastic track. He said, "I'm just walking down this road, eyes closed, looking for a future that I cannot hold, blindfold, eyes closed, looking for a future that I cannot hold, and it takes a toll on my soul. Said it takes a toll on my soul. Walking down this road, eyes closed, looking for a future that I cannot hold. Don't need to make you feel bad just because you think that I'm sad. No need for you to feel sorry, bro. I'm just melancholy." And see, it's one of those tracks where it's like it's kind of contradicting. It's more so ironic. It's like the beat is so like upbeat and happy, but the lyrics are like fuck. Like you get a melancholy vibe from this. The next track is "Calligraphy" from Saba off of his "Care for Me" project, which is his second project, and he has delivered once again with that project. But with this track, I just kept playing it over and over. His flow, just everything, and always ending it with "Calligraphy." Calligraphy, like yeah, this was just a great track for me. Next track is Captain Brunch from Czarface and MF Doom off of Doom meets Metalface or Metalface meets Doom. Um, Metalface meets Doom. I mean Czarface meets Doom. I believe that was. I could have just botched that right now, honestly. Let me see. Or is it Czarface meets Metalface? Yeah, Metalface meets Czarface. Or Czarface meets Metalface. But yeah, Czarface meets Metalface. Just a fantastic track. This had a fall vibe to it, and this project came out in like um, late winter, early spring. So it had those vibes of late winter, early spring, but it more so just had this fall vibe to it. And it was just carrying me throughout the year. Like I just love this track. Next track I want to talk about is Bad Bad News off of the Good Thing album from Leon Bridges. Leon Bridges, man, I'm glad I found him. He is, um, well, pretty much the only soul, like, um, at least coming up and coming soul artist that I'm aware of. And I'm glad that I found this. I should have bought the album when I was in freaking FYE when I picked up, well, we'll get to that. Um, when I picked up and the songs off that project. But yeah, man, like this is just a great track, and the album itself too. Like only 10 tracks, easy to listen to, like in reviving soul for me as far as from new artists. Let me see. Next track I want to talk about is Blue Lights from Jorja Smith. Now I know this came out back in like 2016, but I didn't hear it until 2018, and it was featured off of her Lost and Found album from this year in like June of 2018. So I'm gonna go with this, and it's just so damn good. Like it gives me vibes of like it's freaking 02, 03 again, and I'm listening to freaking Alicia Keys in the car with mom. Honestly, and she's just saying like, I'ma turn those blue lights into strobe lights, now blue fashion lights, and she's like rapping on it. She's not just singing like on the verses. It's like she's rapping, and then she starts singing on the hook slash the chorus. Uh, just fantastic, man. One of the best, not just R&B, but just albums I feel period from this year. Next track is Advice to My Younger Self from Apollo Brown and Locksmith off of the No Question EP. Apollo Brown, amazing production as always, but Locksmith's giving advice to his younger self, like saying like, if you meet a girl, man, wear a rubber, but if you get her pregnant, man, you're with her, no questions about it. Um, as far as money goes, like money's not your god. It's just a means to purchase things. Put your family before your job. Um, yeah, man, like just fantastic. Then the next track, Westside from Westside Gunn, off of his project Supreme Blind Tell slash Chris Benoit, but Supreme Blind Tell. That's what I'm gonna go with. This track just has that feel like you're just walking in the streets, man. Like maybe even the fucking abandoned streets with this beat. Like it just abandoned buildings and shit. And you just walking downtown like with your fucking Timberland boots on and shit. It's cold as hell. Probably snowing. Like Westside Gun, man, them boys from Griselda don't fucking play. Next two tracks are Landmine and G Heist from Kool G Rap and 38 Spesh, son of G Rap. Amazing project. Kool G Rap 30 freaking plus years later hasn't lost a step. 38 Spesh representing for this new wave of boom bap music, man. And Landmine, which was featuring Ransom, 38 was on there, but G he didn't spit. And that production from Alchemist on there was just like, fuck, man, these boys, man. That beat, Ransom came in like buried in gold like the pharaohs in Egypt, battle strategic, leaving your parents and fetus paraplegic. I was like, fucking freaking that voice from 38. It's like, damn. And G Heist, man, is just about 38 having a dream that he and G pulled a heist with Kool G Rap and everything. They had the story and everything, and they painted such a vivid picture. I haven't had a picture of a heist being or just some shit going down the streets being painted this well since Wiki and Earl Drew did it back on the What Happened to Fire EP off the track Vigilantes, I believe it was called. But yeah, fantastic. Next two tracks, Trouble on Central and Shine from Buddy off of Harlan and Alondra. Trouble on Central just has that old school hip hop, that West Coast hip hop vibes. Wish I wasn't stuck on Central. Wish I had a girl by my side. Wish I had a brand new ride. Reminds me of that track. I forget what his name is. It's not Coolio. It's something else. Ski or something. Like, wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. Wish I had a girl right I could call her. Wish I had a Impala and shit like that. And Shine, like I think that ended the project. It's just saying like, yeah, or maybe it was the second to last track. We can't help but shine. Can't help but shine. Like it's just that new wave coming out of the West Coast. It's just so great right now. Next track is My featuring from Troye Sivan off of his Bloom project. This track is so damn good. It reminds me of Michael Jackson, but it gives me Michael Jackson vibes just because for how much I want to dance to it and how much I have danced to this track. Like, it is fantastic. I love it. Troye, love him as well. Yeah. Next 3 tracks were the Cash at Brockhampton. 4 tracks actually. Okay, so let's start with Thug Life. Who was on here? Kevin was on here and Bareface, of course. Just the vocals on here, that beat, like fantastic, man. Where the Cash at? Matt Champion did his thing because he's Matt Champion on here, but this was freaking Merlin's song, man. Like, Merlin, this is his. Where you niggas at? Where the cash at? Used to ask that. Where the cash at? Used to ask that. Like, just fantastic. This whole project, Iridescence, man. Honey, that was a great track up until the point where it became an impeccable track where they transitioned to the freaking Beyonce vocals and just the slowed down music, Matt Champion on the hook. Just fantastic. I was like, when I heard that, my mind was like, whoa. And I was on a freaking candy Cadillac in the sky on top of the clouds when that shit hit. I was like, whoa. Screw Hog Matt, Screw Hog Mo, Fat Pat, they'd all be proud of tracks like this, man. Like, oh, bro. Next track is San Marcos, from the same project. Just beautiful track, man. Joba did his thing on here. Everybody did their thing, and on this album, Joba really did his thing. But this, I want more out of life than this. I want more. I want more. And the verses itself, but that really just was the icing on the cake for this track for me, man. It was just fantastic. Next track is Allen Forever, feat from Lupe Fiasco off of his Drogas Wave project. Not even the funk kind of, but the church vibe you get from this, and just the story that's kind of sad, but it makes you feel good at the same time. And I think Nicki Jean was on this. I forgot to put the feature. Go Island, go Island, go Island. Yeah, like, this track is just fantastic. It was more so in like August when this project dropped, so it was later in the year, but it just held its own for the rest and outshined some of the tracks that I heard for the rest of the year and previously in the year. Like this next track, Conception, from Black Thought off of Streams of Thought Volume 2. Fantastic, man. Conception, just as always, just professional, just freaking grown man shit. Like, what did he say? Like, so many quotables from Black Thought, and you just gotta keep up. Like he said, so it's, what did he say? And if that don't work, don't sit back and complain, or it's lame to sit back and complain on how you fractured the frame. It's just, but what stood out the most when he said, focus on a more passionate plane. No conceptions, immaculate, man. Black Thought, man, just one of the most underrated, if not the most underrated MC of all time. And Roots, probably the most underrated group of all time. Somehow, with all those damn classics and that, like, flawless discography. The next two tracks are um, Azucar and Eclipse from Earl Sweatshirt off of his Some Rap Songs project. Now, feel like, okay, okay. I forgot to mention in my honorables, On the Way featuring Standing on the Corner and Nowhere to Go off of the same track, project, Some Rap Songs from Earl Sweatshirt. But yeah, Azucar and Eclipse. Azucar is sugar in Spanish, I believe, and just that vibe, man. That soulful, jazzy vibe that you get from this beat, and then there's Eclipse. Like I really felt this when he was saying, "Let's say goodbye to my openness." Totally Eclipse, and the pain. Um, I forget. Say goodbye to my openness. Totally Eclipse, and my soul I've gone to miss from holding shit in. I just like, man, Earl is just so deep. When I first, well, I can't talk too much about the album because there's another video that I'm gonna be talking about that album. The next is Intro from Benny the Butcher off of Tana Talk 3. Hold on. Yeah, Tana Talk 3. I had to pick that up, man. It's just fantastic. Just the intro for this, like, 17, 18 track album. Just fantastic, man. Like, Benny the Butcher, man. Griselda, Westside, Conway. I almost called him Alchemist. Derringer, man. Like, I don't know if Derringer's in Griselda, but I know he produces for the Griselda dudes. And, like, yeah, Conway, Benny, Westside, like, like, bro, Griselda, the boys ain't playing around. And the last track is Reborn from Kid Cudi and Kanye West off of the Kids See Ghost project. This was just like therapy. Like Kanye, I'm talking about being off the meds and the backlash that he got from being off the meds and being himself, and how he's not gonna stop being that though. And Cudi, like, he's reborn. He sounds freaking great. Um, Because Speeding Bullet to Heaven made people go, "What the fuck happened?" And then we had that album that he came out with 2016, 2017. The Frequency was like a single for that. I want to say, I forget what it was called. Passion, Pain, and Demon Slaying. That's what it was. And he sounded better on that for most people than he did off Speeding Bullet to Heaven. And now he got this, and he's saying he hasn't even freaking pre-cummed or he's pre-cummed already, but he hasn't even nutted yet. Like his best music is ahead of him. Like the past 8-9 years have just been the warm up. So yeah, Reborn, and he sounds reborn on here, and this track is just great. I'm so reborn. I'm moving forward. Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Ain't no stress on me, Lord. I'm moving forward. Keep moving forward. And yeah, that's it. 30 favorite tracks and all of the honorables that I had. Um, just to be sure, because I wrote one down. Hold on. There was one honorable to make sure that I didn't forget it, because I remember writing it down so I wouldn't forget it on a separate. Nope. No, I got all of them. So yeah, all my honorables, all my favorite tracks of 2018 right here. Mostly hip hop, but you had some R&B, you had some rock in there as well. And yeah, pretty diverse year. Not just for songs, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say it for albums too. Like, wait till y'all see my top albums. Like, y'all gonna be surprised. Like, I was surprised, honestly. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it. You know what to do. Hit the like button if you like this video. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and like the content that you see. Um, check the description. You could have skipped this whole 30 minutes and just saw my honorables and my favorites if you look down there. But yeah, let me know what you think about these songs. Have you heard any of them? Do you like them? Do you not like them? Do you love them? Have you, like I said, not heard any of them? Let me know what your favorites are. I definitely want to hear what y'all were listening to back in 2018. Back, like it was long as hell ago. But yeah, I definitely want to hear what y'all were listening to in 2018. Um, yeah, maybe I've heard some of it. Maybe I haven't. Maybe I'll like it. Maybe I'll love it. Maybe I won't like it. I hope that's not the case. Yeah, and check the description, like I said. Social medias and everything are all down there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see y'all next time.